Hey everybody, welcome back to the second episode of Nobunaga's Side Quest. I didn't think I was going to make it this far, but I got some positive feedback from some people, so I figured I'd just keep it going until get canceled or something like that. But I'm going to be primarily talking whiskey. Well, I guess not just whiskey, but some bourbon, and I guess for the first episode I did some sake. And reviewing that, along with reviewing some manga. This week, I'm going to cover a whiskey that I have never tried. I've seen it on the shelves for years, but I just never happened to buy it. Bought it a couple months ago, and it will be none other than this bottle of Uncle Nearest 1856. This is some Tennessee premium whiskey. And as always, I'm going to try to provide some knowledge for you guys about what it is that I'm going to review and taste test for the first time. This, let's see, this is made in Shelbyville, Tennessee. It was made by the world's first African-American master distiller. This bottle, keep it up right here, in particular, has won over 125 different awards. That's like quite the accolade. It's I guess the founder in itself, this guy's name was Nathan Green. He perfected the Lincoln County process where whiskey is filtered through sugar maple charcoal before being aged in charred oak barrels. As far as the tasting notes go, I'm assuming I'm going to be tasting some caramel corn with some vanilla, a little bit of burnt toast, and some ripe stone fruit. I guess that wasn't from the official website, but those are just from, I guess, some reputable whiskey sources. Let's see. And that's actually all that I have about it. I will definitely be trying to get into this right now. Let's see what we got. And as always, like I said in the first episode, I would like for everybody to drink responsibly. Don't get yourself in any trouble out there. Always go for the smell first. I'm not sure why, but that's what I always do. Let's get this out of the way. Back with the whiskey glass, the ice. All right. Well, here's to this. I've been waiting to try this for a long time.
Yeah, boy.
All right. I guess according to the website too, the best way to try this would be on the rocks, as I mentioned last week. That's with ice, and I guess you can try it neat, which I'll put a quick description up of what that is. Let's try it. That's some good whiskey right there. Definitely pretty damn good. I would give this for sure about 15 to 16 Sakuna fingers. That is definitely, I can taste the sweetness for sure. It's a little subtle. It's not too overbearing. It kind of has like a kick at the end. I think this is definitely something that you can drink and read a good book to. I mean, some manga. I can see myself doing that probably for a whole evening or something like that. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. It's like after the first taste, well, now it's the second, but I can definitely taste, I guess, similar tasting notes for what these people were mentioning. I do like it though. I can't say anything really bad about it. I mean, the color is great, and just the taste from the start to the end is pretty robust. So without further ado, the manga that I want to talk about today, hands down, top 3 greatest seinen manga ever created. This manga is just filled with so much philosophy, different perspectives on life, and Dean, I know you're gonna watch this. So, to my fellow pillar, Black by Nature, aka Dean, you need to read this because you're always crying about character development. So I need you to read this damn manga and just be amazed by character development, which is what you always cry about. So I need you to read this starting right after you watch this video. Or just pause it right now and just start it, and then come back to the rest of the video afterwards so you're not spoiled in any type of way. But this manga in particular, I've been reading it since 2008, and it's one of the greatest pieces of work I've ever read as far as manga goes. And it's specifically about swordplay, but it teaches you so many, I guess, different angles to look at life. The main character in particular started off as like this really rough kid who grew up in the mountains, and he wanted to be the strongest person. I guess his phrase was invincible under the sun. He wanted to be the strongest swordsman, and he wanted to make a name for himself. And he starts off just going to war. He comes from out of the mountains. He takes his one friend with him, and they go to war. And it's the Battle of Sekigahara, and they manage to survive. And then he decides to set out on this journey to become the strongest swordsman. And I guess all of his interactions with all these people that he meet, or all the other swordsmen that he does meet, kind of shapes him and changes him completely. Like from the beginning to the end, completely different person. But there's a lot of self-reflection. There's a lot of humility. There's a lot of just perspective changing things on your inner self and the outside world. He met this priest. His name is Taquan, but he taught him, what was the quote? He said, "Don't be too focused on the leaf because you won't see the tree. Don't be too focused on the tree because you won't see the forest." And I guess that could be applied to a real life situation, but just to keep it contained within the manga, he always referred back to that in a sense and tried to, I guess, overcome certain situations or obstacles by applying that to whatever his thought process is, or just even a fight. The artwork for one is just just amazing. The story is just too damn good. I don't know if it needs to be animated or not. Maybe the animation, I'm afraid if they do animate it, they might ruin it. So they should just stay as it is. It's an unfinished manga though. I have a feeling that like all great pieces of work as far as manga goes, they're just not finished. And that goes along with like Berserk or something like that. But it recently started gaining a lot of attention and popularity within the past few years. People put it in the conversation for the top 3 seinen manga. I don't believe in the top 3, even though I do really enjoy the ones that they put up there. Mine is Vinland Saga because, in my personal opinion, it fell off quite a bit. But as far as Vagabond being up there, it's what you can't debate the greatness of that manga. It's just so good. It's definitely a 10 out of 10. I love all the characters in there except for Matahachi. I hope none of you ever find yourselves being a Matahachi, because that's just embarrassing to life itself. But there's plenty of people out there like that, I'm sure. I would definitely recommend this as a read to anybody. It could be life-changing to you in itself. But just a little bit more about the story itself. The main character, like I said, From the way he started up until the way that it ended, he did become in his. Well, that's the thing too. Like, he learned not to dwell on the word invincible, and he started to try to understand what true strength was. He met other sword masters. Some of these guys are way too old to even fight, and they're retired, but they still found a way to teach him something outstanding about life, even though they didn't have to train and spar with him. Just talking to them, and then just even looking at someone. One of the masters was laying down on his deathbed, sick as hell, and he just looked at the guy and felt an overwhelming presence just by looking at the guy, and came to so many different realizations in life. He started having visions while he was sitting right in front of the guy, and just something like that. Just that interaction taught him so much about himself and the way that he approached any other type of swordsman. It just, well, also there's, I'm not trying to give away too much, but it's based on the life of Miyamoto Musashi, so the most famous or well-known swordsman to have ever lived. And they do touch on his biggest rival ever, who is Sasaki Kojiro. He's also in this story as well, along with some other names. And they touch on, like I said, they also touch on like all different types of like martial arts. Not just the sword. There's like, he meets this one prodigy, a monk who has a spear, and that's, oh man, it's so good. There's a guy who uses a chain and sickle, and then I guess there's all different types of sword play, different types of, I guess, martial arts that comes with the sword play. But I would definitely recommend, like, I can't really stress that enough. It's too damn good. Just like this Uncle Nearest. Scamby, I know that you asked me to, I guess, kind of describe a anime character that would resemble this Uncle Nearest, or just any alcohol that I'm reviewing. So I guess to answer your question, or to make that a thing, I would definitely compare this to, man, who would that be? Okay, I would definitely, this guy named Akabane Kurido from Get Backers. This is actually an older anime, but he was like a classy type of dude that was really strong. Even though he was an enemy to the main characters, antagonist, he was a classy dude, and I guess you would like that character. Like I said, Goose the Truth put me onto this anime probably back in like 9th or 10th grade. So I was back in what, 04, 05, something like that. But Akabane Kurido, he's a vampire. Look him up, and I would say watch that anime too. It was actually pretty good for when I think it came out maybe like in the 90s or something like that. But that's definitely worth a watch too. So shout out to Goose for that. And still strong. All right, so Vagabond for sure. I guess that's like all I needed to say about Vagabond and this Uncle Nearest. I will definitely I'm trying to keep it very consistent with these episodes. I will next time have something very, I guess, nice for us to try. I hope everybody's like willing to try the things that I put out here too. I'm trying to get some pretty cool stuff on here, and I'm trying to just keep it going with the manga, things that are just specifically manga. Yeah, I guess at some point, hopefully I have other Hashira or other pillars on here. But I guess in the meantime, I guess it's just me solo. So, as always, drink responsibly. Try out this Uncle Nearest. It's actually really good if you're a whiskey type of person. Anything in the comments, or comment anything that you guys would like for me to try. I really did like all the positive feedback from a ton of people actually that watched this. I didn't expect to have that many people I guess, text me personally and tell me how good it was and tell me to keep it going. And just the few comments that I got on the first video, and I guess just based off of that, I'm, I guess, going to try to make more content. And yeah, as always, drink responsibly. And yeah, this is Nobunaga Side Quest. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.